A very warm Tashdile to all the viewers of Tibet TV. I'm Tochoji and you're watching Tibet This Week, a weekly feature in English about this week's news on Tibet, His Holiness the Dalai Lama and the Central Tibetan Administration. Let's start with the news headlines first. His Holiness the Dalai Lama wraps up Japan visit after a teaching at Tochoji Temple. Gratitude Award presented to CTA President by Tibetan Community of New York and New Jersey. CTA President attends Thank You Netherlands event in Amsterdam. Tibetan monks forced to undergo training, another move to control Tibetan Buddhism. US Senate Foreign Relations Committee unanimously approves Reciprocal Access to Tibet Act. His Holiness the Dalai Lama concluded his 10 days Japan visit after giving a teaching at Tochoji Temple in Fukuoka, Japan. More than 1,500 Buddhist devotees and followers had come to receive the teachings on Heart Sutra and Je Tsongkhapa Chembo's prayer to be reborn in Sukhawati, the land of bliss. While conducting the prayers for the victims of natural disasters, he said, "Today, in this famous temple, I feel fortunate to have the opportunity to recite the Heart Sutra and the prayer to be reborn in Sukhawati for those who suffered untimely death and those who lost their homes in the Kumamoto earthquakes and in the recent disastrous floods." Asking the people of Japan not to focus on material development alone, His Holiness counseled them to be mentally fit by understanding the workings of mind and learning to tackle negative emotions. As His Holiness wrapped up the Japan visit, the public braved the rain outside to get a glimpse of the living Buddha and to connect with him. His Holiness returned to Dharamshala on 24th November 2018 and was warmly welcomed with deep reverence by the public of Dharamshala. CTA President Dr. Lobsang Sangay was presented the Award of Gratitude by the Tibetan Community of New York and New Jersey in New York for his outstanding leadership for more than 7 years. The event also coincides with the 25th anniversary of Chosum Thogar, the Tibetan Performing Arts Group of New York. The ceremony commenced with a short documentary video on the life of Dr. Sangay. Thanking the Tibetan community for the award, Dr. Sangay said that the award is actually not to him but for the Kashak and his service to the Tibetan community. He added that New York and New Jersey is the home of the largest Tibetan diaspora and therefore should take a leading role in reshaping our freedom movement and must work in unity to identify ways to challenge China's rising global power. In his last leg of 12 cities tour, CTA President Dr. Sangay arrived at Amsterdam to attend the Thank You Netherlands event on Monday, that is 26 November, jointly organized by International Campaign for Tibet Europe and the Tibetan Community of the Netherlands. Highlighting the tragic events in Tibet after its occupation by China, President Sangay expressed his gratitude for His Holiness the Dalai Lama for his courage and wise leadership in times of distress. President Sangay further added, "From having lost everything to building a community, reviving our culture and religion in exile, Tibetans have survived for the past 60 years. Hence, we are specially privileged and honored to dedicate this year to all our supporters and friends from around the globe who contributed to the Tibet cause. Because of their support and care for our education, health and the like, we were able to stand firm and survive in our host countries. Therefore, I am traveling around the globe to thank people and the governments."
As per His Holiness' advice, he always says, we must remember our old friends and then make new friends. That's a Buddhist Tibetan tradition. Don't forget your old friends. Always keep them, remember them. Because our success is success because our old friends who have been with us for 10, 20, 30, 40, 60 years, It's because of their support we have been successful.
The Chinese Communist Party is forcing Tibetan Buddhist monks in Chamdo Prefecture in eastern Tibet to undergo trainings in a bid to increase so-called knowledge of law among the local Tibetans. This is being aggressively pushed forward by the local United Front Department and the Ethnic and Religious Department. According to London-based advocacy group Free Tibet, the 8-day training program focusing on the key messages from China's 19th National Congress and Communist Party's policies was imposed on 42 religious figures from Buddhist monasteries across Chamdo in the mid of November this year. These participants are now liable to ensure that the messages are relayed to the monasteries and fellow monks. This move appears to be a part of the larger scheme of Chinese Communist Party to control Tibetan Buddhism. The United States Senate Foreign Relations Committee unanimously approved the Reciprocal Access to Tibet Act, under which the Chinese officials who deny Americans entry to Tibet will be denied entry to the US. The US House of Representatives passed the Reciprocal Access to Tibet Act on 25 September 2018. The bipartisan bill promotes access to Tibet for United States officials, journalists, NGOs, and citizens. The legislation requires the Department of State to deny visas to individuals who have been involved in restricting access by foreigners to Tibetan areas of China, and it requires the department to revoke existing visas issued to such individuals. The bill, now on its final course, is expected to be taken up by the Senate. The bill was introduced in Senate by Senators Marco Rubio and Tammy Baldwin and has 13 co-sponsors as of November 28, 2018. That's all for this week. Have a great weekend.